All right, let me play. Is that price was going nicely to the downside, and then boom, it took me out or break even, hit break even over here. With this week, it just spiked to the upside, and even here, and then what's good, guys? Hope you guys are all doing well. It's Friday here. I hope you guys had an amazing trading week. It's Trade Forex here, bringing you another video. Today we're going to do a trade breakdown from one of the pair I forecasted in the last market outlook. I hope you guys enjoyed that video because it was crazy. Oh my god, I cannot wait for Sunday to arrive because I'm going to do another market outlook. But before that, I will definitely go through all these pairs that we discussed on the last market outlook, which was literally my first market outlook that I ever did on this channel. And I'll let you watch the video and just go and see what happened over the way, because it's just mind-blowing. And talking about mind-blowing, here you might be seeing all this drawing and you'll be wondering what the hell is going on. If you have watched that video, you will know what's going on with all this drawing. If you haven't, no worry, I'm going to tell you. The way I did the breakdown, I left the markups exactly the way we discussed on the video. So then we will see what was the outcome. And this time, I'm going to break you down USDJPY. And despite the fact that I already did the breakdown on this on that video, I'm still doing again for people that haven't watched that video, so you guys can understand what's going on here. And I took an amazing trade with a nice potential for 1 to 30 risk to reward. That unfortunately ended up hitting a break even. However, I managed to catch out some profit on it. So I'm going to break you down exactly the way I did it, why I did it for, what was my thought process over here, and then we'll keep discussing about it. Okay. So first thing first, I want you guys to understand something very important. Okay, is that I'll be doing this type of market trades breakdown every week. And the reason why I'm doing this trade breakdown is genuinely, like, I'll be real honest with you. It's like, I don't want to show you, oh, how good I am. Oh, how crazy I'm taking, all this 1 to 20, 1 to 30. It's not about bragging or flexing. Like, genuinely speaking, the reason why I'm doing this is because I want you guys to see the way I keep doing the same exact thing over and over again. So if you have watched my other videos, you can start at one point relate that all my trade breakdowns start becoming similar, saying the same thought process, saying the same thing, approach and everything. And I'm pretty sure by doing that, it can help a lot of you to see how actually I put things together. Because at the end of the day, I share a lot of technical tips with you all, and I show you how you should be thinking, moving, taking certain things in consideration. Obviously, everything based on my personal experience, of course. And some of you guys really told me that doing this type of trade breakdown helps them a lot. So that's the reason I'm here. Because otherwise, I'm just doing it for you. I have nothing to show you coming here like, oh, I've taken 1 to 30. Look at this. It's how beautiful is that. No, I'm just doing it for you. So I hope you guys learning and gaining important value from all of these videos I'm making. And without anything else, let's get now started with the video and what happened with USDJPY. So USDJPY, as I mentioned it on that video, I was saying that first thing first, as always, guys, start with the narrative of higher time frame. Try to understand what's going on in bigger time frame. So if we go, let's say, from daily, weekly, 4 hour, the reason why we use 4 hour and above, something that I mention always, is that big players are here. Okay, they are not in 1 minute, they are not in seconds, whatever. Yes, of course, they have the high frequency that plays out on those time frame, whatever, but the big boys are always playing anything above 4 hour and daily, weekly, monthly. And honestly speaking, as I always say, time is an illusion. Okay, it's not the time frame defines what they're doing or not, but the way the market moves from the big people, we can understand it thanks to what's going on in higher time frame. Okay, so now in 4 hour daily, we can see that USDJPY has been going crazy bullish since January 2021. So what happened is that at one point, price reached somewhere here, probably a very strong supply to the left, and then it showed us intention of breaking the order flow. Okay, so you guys can see clearly that price for a bit was going high, low, high, low, high, low. The order flow was strong and bullish, and at one point this was the last low that failed for the price to keep pushing price to the upside, and now we are seeing a bearish momentum for the high time frame. So that's already the big part of the puzzle that now we have in our mind. So this is daily, this is weekly, that's not the time frame you should be trading, but that's the time frame where you should be starting picturing out what's going on in a high time frame and having that on the back of your mind when you're taking lower time frame trades. Okay, so this being said, what's going on over here? Okay, so the first thing you can see that I have two markers over here is because the same exact way we broke the order flow in daily, we can then jump, let's say 8 hour, or actually I think that was 6 hour. Okay, let's go to 6 hour. Okay, and you can clearly see the same exact thing that happened over here is the same exact thing that happened over here as well, right? You see the fractional nature of the market, why is so important. Look at this: high, low, high, low, high, low, high, low, high, boom, break of structure, right? So what do we expect right now is that we expect price to see some sort of bearishness coming into play to take the market all the way down over here, aligning with the big picture, right? But as you can see, unfortunately, it did not play it out because price came here and kept obviously going higher. The beautiful thing about this is that we didn't see any change of character or break of structure, whatever momentum within smaller time frame. So therefore, we don't take any trade unless we don't see any confirmation, right? So that was clear. So what happened then next, and that's what I was discussing the other day, is that if we jump to, let's say 1 hour, right? Now we can see the same exact thing, right, over here, but this time for sell. Why sell? Because price has broken to the upside, right? It has taken liquidity to the left, it has broken the structure, but most importantly, this is again I mentioned on the video, is that price reached an important supply zone. Now, one thing that caught my attention and my eyes, and this is something that you guys have to always pay attention to the details, is that this, okay, this zone over here. Now, why this zone? Let's go into it so you guys can understand what I'm looking at it. So what can you see clearly here, right? Okay, all right, here we go. How many times I've mentioned in so many of my videos the importance of the size of the candles, okay? We as a retail trader, we do not have access in crazy sophisticated tools for understand where are the big orders, where are the datas, where are the whatever it does, right? We only have certain amount of limited information, but within that you can still pull out a lot of things. So what you guys can see clearly, the first thing that catches your eyes over here, what is it? Is this huge massive candle to the downside. So why is this telling you? That whatever happened over here, right, it led to this reaction out of the zone. So this zone is extremely important and is strong because you can literally see the way price leaving this zone compared to this zone, and look again above over here. What do you guys think is going to happen when price reach that level, right? This is already telling you that some big type of moves or transactions were going on over here. Therefore, when I see price coming back into the zone, okay, I can see some sort of reaction away from that level. And if that reaction brings some sort of change of order flow to the right side, that's a bingo, okay? So when I say that's a bingo, it means that that's a confirmation that price is allowing you entry point in order for you to take the trade. And that's what happened exactly over here, right? So when price came into that level, what we had is that price went up, down, up, down, up, down, boom. And suddenly we had a break of structure, change of order flow. And then what did I say on the video is that that's why I still have all this markup and drawing, because I'm not removing it yet. We're going to pick it up on Sunday. But for the time being, I'm doing the trade breakdown just because it's a trade that I've taken on this pair. And I'm just explaining to you, okay? So what happened is that we had this break to the downside, and then I said that if I see some sort of smaller time frame reaction from this candle over here, then definitely I'm targeting over here. As you guys can see, I already got the arrow over here because that was the first target for a sell that I was looking for. And then what happened is that I also say that the second and the third zone I'll be looking are zone 1 and zone 2. And if in case it doesn't play out because it breaks to the upside again, it's fine. I'll be monitoring for a buy. That was my view before even all of this was going on over here, right? Before even all of this price action were happening. So what happened is that, as you can see, price came zone 1 and zone 2. It broke through the zone 1 and it tapped to zone 2. And then guess what happened next? Let's go to the smaller time frame to understand the storyline now, because you have to always blend different time frames together for you to have the right narrative. If you don't do that, you will be always lost. You cannot stay only in one time frame. Okay, so let's see what's going on over here. So you can clearly see, all right. So price came here, high, low, high, low, high, low, high. There is no sign of strength coming from the seller side. At that one point, this boy over here, bam, huge candle to the downside. Okay, so now having this is already telling me that we have just broken through this high, which is also liquidity. Okay, so if you're trading liquidity and all of this kind of stuff, you know the liquidity has been taken out. Okay, so this is a breakout for breakout traders to go to the buy side, and then suddenly, boom, everything went back in. Okay, thanks to this huge candle over here. So they put the seller pressure coming here from the supply, the zone we had on the top side. Okay, now cool. What's going on is that we had a shift of momentum, breaking all the structure, right? And then I was monitoring and I was trying to see if I could catch a trade from here. Now, unfortunately, I couldn't take that trade somewhere around here because I think I was on my laptop doing something else, and I was awake till very late that day. And what happened is that as soon as I've seen price breaking this order flow below here, okay, so check this out. This is very important. That's how you start building the narrative. So what do we know is that this zone, it made this range over here, right? And then internally, so if you jump to 1 minute, you can see they have high, low, high, right? This fails to make a new high, and then it breaks the structure again. That's it. That's the confirmation that you need. What it's telling you is this, is that buyers are losing momentum, buyers are losing control into the market, and now sellers are taking action to it, right? Sellers coming, overtaking the buyers. And how do I know? Based on the order flow. We are sitting on a supply to the left, okay? That's one. We see a strong reaction away from it. However, in some way, buyers are still pushing to the upside, but they fail to break this range, and they break the order flow to the downside again. So that's a strong confirmation for me that, okay, there is a potential for sellers to take over the buyers. Therefore, I'm looking for a buy. And guess what happened? You see this red line? This is exactly where I've taken the trade. So my entry was here on the red dot, and I think I've placed like 8 pips or something. So I wanted to be very generous with my stop loss. It was a bit risky trade. Okay, one second, I'll tell you why. So first of all, you might be wondering why I've taken the trade here. Why? Because this is the decisional that led to the break of what? This important order flow, right? So there are 2 things that can happen over here. One is that you can have the classic break and retest, and then price keeps melting. And then secondly, the other important thing, that's why you always have to pay attention to the details, is that I'm not only having here a decisional, but within the decisional, there is also a stop hunt. Okay, so let me put the reply mode to the left over here, right? Then if I click, let's say M1, then you can clearly see that there is a stop hunt that required a mitigation. So let me zoom a little bit in so you can see what's going on. Here, you can see the price grabbed the liquidity, and then we had a huge run away. So now I have my decisional zone over here, which, sorry guys, okay, so which is this range from this high to this low. And within that, you know, I see liquidity grab over here, price runs away, mitigation was needed, and then I literally placed the trade over here. Now you might be wondering, why have you not placed your stop loss all the way up here above this high, but you placed it over there? Well, because my main POI is the decisional. Then the entry with this, okay, having the mitigation of the stop hunt, was to refine and having an exact point of where I could have taken the trade. Yes, I could have gone like this, all right, like leaving it like this, for example, and let me see, that would have been like a crazy risk to reward. Oh, by the way, let me remove this one. This entry above was just the one that I was showing the other day on that video. So if I would have done something like this, that would have been mad, like 2 pips or 3 pips stop loss. But it's fine. I didn't do that because let me tell you why. So I placed this, above this high, which was around approximately 8 pips or something. Okay, cool. And then also it was late in the night. So it was like somewhere around 2 o'clock. So at that point, it's like 2, I think I went to sleep at 3 o'clock, but I wanted to leave like this because I didn't want it to like go to sleep and wake up with some little surprise and seeing price just breaking through this, you know, taking me out and then going to the downside. It would have been literally useless. And anyway, my target was like a kind of intraday swing trade. So I was like, yeah, it's calm. I mean, 8 pips is all right. It's not the end of the world. And then what happened, as you guys can see, and you can imagine that the target was still here to the downside, to this demand zone. And that was approximately for a nice 1 to 30 risk to reward. And eventually, what happened, let me show you. All right. So eventually what happened is that when I woke up in the morning, I think somewhere, let me put play over here, all right? So you guys can see prices playing out nicely. And then eventually what happened is that when I woke up in the morning, as soon as I saw this candle somewhere around here, I think that was based on the news, I closed some partial because obviously I traded some other price as well. And I had a few losses. I wanted to make sure that I recovered the losses and I was up for the week. I was actually doing okay for the week, and I had a few losses. So I wanted to like, okay, you know what, 1 to 15 is more than okay. I don't want to overcomplicate it because I was at a good point within the week. And I was like, okay, I'm taking some partial and the rest I'm definitely running all the way here for 1 to 30 risk to reward. Okay, that was the final target. But what happened next, you can clearly see that. All right, let me play, is that price was going nicely to the downside and then boom, it took me out or break even, hit break even over here. With this week, it just spiked to the upside and even here. And then this is the current price action for the day. So what is the story here is that regardless of being right or wrong, not only you have to understand the bias, the story, the narrative, but you have to also know how to manage your risk and keep your risk management to the right point, blending it with your narrative. Why? Because look, if I would have kept my whole trade position all the way down here for 1 to 30, trust me, this week right now, oh boy, it would have destroyed me psychologically. Why? Because here it was approximately 1 to 20. So having price floating at 1 to 20 and not taking any partial, that would have been one of the dumbest things ever. Okay, so that's why it's very important that don't always focus only on one side of the trading aspect. Don't focus only on the technicals. I have to be good on technicals. I have to be crazy. Yeah, trust me, because I know I did these kind of crazy things and I learned my lesson in a very hard way. Okay, so that's why I'm here to share and to help you guys to understand this as well. So when you are like this, evaluate your circumstances. Like, for example, let's say that you're someone that, okay, this is the first trade of the week. You know what? I'm happy actually to hold it. I'm taking the risk because it's the first of the week. But then if you are within the middle of the week, you got a few losses up in here and you see that the potential for you to close the week with profit is a 50-50 chance, then trust me, having a trade like this, just partial it out. Don't worry. So you know your profit guaranteed for the week. Okay. And that is very, very, very important. And then eventually, guess what? Oh, by the way, this is a screenshot. This is a screenshot here to the right of me taking the trade. So you guys can see that I'm taking the trade. I'm not just, making it up, as always I'm saying it. And then what you guys can imagine right now is that I'm still shorting. Okay, so I have a position over here. I'll break it down that as well. And if it plays out, of course, and if you guys want to see why, I don't think I have to make another video, because you can clearly understand right now that the order flow is completely bearish, right? So you can see it's going high, it's going low, then retracement, break, entry, and I'm still targeting over here. Why? Because price did not reach this point of interest. Price broke the structure, retraced to the supply zone, and then it should just keep following the order flow as always. TP1, then I still got TP2, TP3. But guys, please do not take this as a signal. This is not a signal. As always, it's just educational purposes. So I hope you guys enjoyed the trade breakdown. I hope you guys been able to get some value out of it. If yes, subscribe, show some love, share some love with everyone, and then I'll catch you to the next one. Probably, I think Sunday. Yeah, Sunday I'm going to the market outlook. So make sure that you don't miss out that, because definitely it's worth watching it. And I'll be definitely going through all these pairs again, because we can do the recap of the pairs, how the market went, and then eventually we'll break it down to see what we can expect for the upcoming weeks. And in the meantime, if you guys want to see any other pairs having a breakdown like for the market outlook, just let me know. I'll be more than happy to add in the watch list over here, and then happy to discuss that on the video. This being said, I wish you guys a lovely weekend ahead, and I'll catch you on Sunday.